Here we go. Good light in this room anyhow. What we're going to do is we're going to do this one here. I'm going to get this. Look, I don't know how I'm going to go with it. I'm going to play around and design a painting. Okay, this time I'm not going to try and copy that because I'm just going to use this. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use it by playing that there, a horizon, get a horizon, a little spot going somewhere, and maybe the trees there, and maybe this tree up here like this. Just let it do its thing there. Put another one there, and then just take that out there. I'm not going to draw this tree in. I'm just putting some design lines on there, and just that one's it's got one out there too. Goes up there, around there, coming around from the back of it. And then we're going to have these trees here. That comes down there, so there's a bit of daylight there in the sky there. And then we're going to have that light through there, and then we'll have trees going through here. Right, we're going to make that up as we go. And you can see on this photo, it's white. Okay, it hasn't taken a real true colour, and the print hasn't. Obviously the picture probably hasn't either. The photo I took, it was like that, but I'm going to take blue into that, but I'm going to make it very, very pale. A very pale blue. We'll push that out of the frame because I'm not going to wreck that frame this time, because I've got to make another one for this other painting. But what I'll do is I'm going to get a real pale blue going. Blue man. We've got a dirty brush here. Can I clean it? Will I be able to use the blue? Probably. If I do it right. If I do it right, Mum. Here we go with the cop again. Yeah. I'm going to put that in there. Got a bit of dirty colour in it, and but it won't hurt it. Oh, one day I'll have to get that checked out, that stuff. Anyhow, I've got too many paints to paint at the moment. Alright. And what we'll do is we'll do what we've done before, only I'll make it pretty powerful. We'll take it down there where it's light, where the blue's light. Alright. And yeah, it's surprising how dirty you can have your brush, and how clean and quick and clean you can use it if you want to. You see there's a little bit of dirt in the going in the paint there, but yeah, next time I wipe it, it'll be fairly clean. So and I think that's where we need to go. I mean, maybe it would have been better painted white, but then I don't know, that nice orange colour, that nice orangey trunky type colour will look good in it, and it'll look good in one of those golden frames. You wouldn't believe, but that's the colour I painted my trailer. My trailer's painted that colour. I'm just using a bit of that paint. Bit of oil paint run into a bit of timber to get that nice oily, that nice goldy type of colour. yeah, so yeah, it's just good to experiment with things, you know. Don't be frightened to experiment, you know. And now I'm going to take that. I'm going to use a dark. I'm going to use a lemon yellow, cerulean blue, a bit of magenta and a bit of ultramarine blue, right? Now I'll put it all together and I'm going to use that in the background of these trees, like the trees. This in the background of this coloured tree stuff, alright? So we're just gonna put a little bit of colour in there. And this, mind you, will probably go darker. It's just mixing in with the white paint at the moment. And so we'll just do that. Push that down there. We don't really need that blue strength of that colour in there. That's not good. But there we go. We'll do what we do. We'll do the best we can. That's all we can do. Alright. Same thing I've done with the other painting. Just slapping a bit of colour around. You know, just trying to make things interesting. You know, I hope it's on. It's on there. Because I have that bad habit of going through and doing paintings and not having the camera going, if you know what I mean. I suppose people that muck around with the cameras know what I'm talking about. And man, it does your head in. That will do your head in. Get a little bit more of that ultramarine in there. And get that going back in there a little bit dark, just there. Okay. That bloody sun's getting hot again. Bastard. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably go up a little bit higher, do a little bit there, do that, do that, Alright, let's just, we can come back through with the sky. What we need to do is we'll take that one up a bit higher there, because it's a little bit higher around in there. Just give it a little bit more difference. We can come back through that sky there. Yeah. And then we can, what do? We'll use this horrible, raw sienna with a little bit of red in it, vermilion red, and we're gonna try and put a little bit of vermilion, is it? Vermilion red? Yeah? I don't know what it is. Get out of here. We don't need that colour. What we need is that. That's the colour we need. We even put the foliage colour in there. Because I'm just trying to get a mid-tone. Right, just bring it down a bit. Just get a mid-tone. Yeah. Not raining, is it? Or is it? No. Hear a bit of noise there. But anyhow, I'm just going to play that around there. Just do that around in there. Okay, that's good. And what we'll do is we'll use a little bit of ultramarine, a little bit of raw sienna. I'm going to just try and put maybe I'll just take a couple of branches here. Look, I don't want to get too serious with these branches at the moment because I've still got to put a bit of colour in thing. But what I'll do is I'm just trying to get a little bit of a balance. Just getting a bit of an idea. So my brain actually sees things and can sort of work at things when the time comes. So I don't know. So I'm not worried about that. What I'm going to do is put some darks in there. There's some darks got to go around in there. You can see that in the picture. And I'm not trying to be super duper precision. Well, what I'll do is I want a bit of light in the background there, right? So I want some light to come through there. Okay. And it's not very bright that, you know, but anyhow. Let's just keep playing around with it, eh? I think that cat orange sort of brought it out a little bit there for a minute. I want that to go in there too. But what we'll do is we'll just play around with it, eh? What can we do? Just play around, put a few little spatula marks in there. Yeah. Put a few little spatula marks in there, make it interesting. You know, we're not copying every blade of grass. We're just putting a colour composition in. And I think that could even be a bit more violet of that. Even with that orange in there. We could sort of go a little bit more violet-y with that. And alright, we can go a little bit more violetly with that. Not violet, violent. Alright. Right. Well, there you go. That's, you know, that's what we do. We just play around with it till you get yourself something that you can feel good about, you know. Hey. Yeah. Look, that's looking really good. I reckon, what do we do? Try and get a foliage colour to go around in there. Just get a little bit of colour back through the trees there, even if it's only just a little bit, you know. At this stage, and I can go through that with the spatula. I'm not copying the colour to its, you know, to the T. I'm just trying to I want a feeling of this spot, and what it'll do, well, it'll just bloody, I don't know, I'm just rambling on here a little bit, but I'm just trying to get a little bit of foliage. Before I go and put that tree in, I want to have a little bit of an idea what I'm doing here with this stuff, right? Just get some idea. Because there's a whole pile of little clusters of colours in amongst all that foliage, which I can put in there with a little bit of spatula work, and that yeah, I mean, this is going to be gone over a heap of times. I'm just getting a basic idea of a little bit of movement of colour around the place. Look, there's colour all over the place, right? So I've got to try and create a little bit of chaos there in amongst the foliage. Is that the word? I don't know. I don't know what you call it. But there's another thing too, to separate that the colours with different brush strokes. The finger, I can push my finger up there and get a whole different feeling of, you know, a little bit of the distance in the background. Yeah. And to even create that, to get that even going a bit more, I would use a little bit, even though that's not in there, but in life, when I'm looking through my trees and that, sometimes you get that little feeling of a little bit of air and light in the, see that? Bit of a light in the painting, and we need that, otherwise it's just going to be, and you can do this with a rag, you can do this with your spatula up the other way, but yep, I'm just putting something in there to give it a little bit of life. I don't even know if that's the word, but what I mean to say is I think this will be a nice little painting. It'll be interesting. So I'm sort of getting interested in seeing it already. Now I'll show you. I can still use the spatula. I don't have to use my finger just to push things up. Right? That's all you got to do. A little bit of, and I'm not pushing real heavy with the spatula. I'm just doing a nice light little job there. How are we going with time? How far did we get so far with this one? Hey? Oh, we're on to 18 minutes already. Ooh. Sometimes time flies when you're having fun. You know? What we need to do, what we can do is, I know some of that sky colour comes down in here, so I'm going to put a little bit of it in there now. So I've got a bit of an idea where I'm going. Yeah. Yeah. No, bring it down. Okay. See, I'm not even copying the thing, you know. What I'm doing is I'm using my own feelings of putting my nature, my painting together. Alright? And I might work on these. If we get a few people around over the next day, I might even work on these while I'm down the river. Or down in the flood area. But anyhow, that's where I am with that. Because I've got to come back through the sky again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get some of this tree in there. Now, to do the tree, we've got to get that colour somehow. And I think a bit of raw sienna, a bit of red, a bit of white, a bit of whatever. Okay, we'll try and do that as best we can. So, raw sienna, cad yellow, vermilion red. All right, then we just get a bit of. You didn't even get to see that, I guess. I was putting that colour in. And oh, okay. I had to put a little bit of white in that one. There. A little bit of white in that one. Hey, it'll look alright when it's finished. And oh yeah, that's better. Just get that feel of the tree doing its thing. Geez, that's magic, isn't it? And I could have a little thin tree, a little bit of white coming down there, a little bit of a thin tree there. Alright. And pretty interesting, isn't it? You know? But we really need orange to get in there too, don't we? So what we do is put a little bit of yellow with that red, and that'll give us that powerful colour that we had in that trunk. Oh, we've got that at the stage that we want to. I don't think I want to go any further with it. Not just. I'm not going to put any foliage on it. I want to play around in the background, get the sky right, get some grass sort of growing there. So what I need is that paintbrush that was doing the bloody that I was doing the grasses with, hey? That one. Yeah, so we can put that little bit of light and that in there later on, play around with it over the next day or two. It'll be an interesting little painting to see. My next move is to go into that sunset one and put the second coat on that, try and get the sky right in that. But anyhow, we'll have a look. We'll put this one in here, and just see if I am right about what I'm talking about. I think here, a nice big yellow frame, and that paint is going to look shit hot. That'll look alright in that. But I was thinking too that well, it's still got to come a lot more oranger, and it'll go darker in the background, and there'll be a little bit more light around everywhere actually. So we'll do that. But anyhow, this colour here of this frame is the one that I was liking, and I was thinking, will it look good in that gold frame? Let's have another look. I reckon it bloody will, man. I reckon it's going to look great in that. Hey, what do you think? I reckon it'll look good in that colour if I do a big frame and do it with a gold colour like that in there. So that's brilliant. That'll do, mate. I'm going to leave it at that. I've done a couple of paints this morning and washed them in now, including this one. I'm not going to do any more. And yeah, I'll leave that. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to do any more. But that one, I'll get onto that sunset one after. I don't know, I'm going to go for a ride with my little dog down the swamp and have a look. And I may even try and get some pictures on the camera, and might be able to just show you a bit of the flood in here. But I'm interested in how that paint's coming up. That's going to look good, isn't it? It's nice how those muty type colours, keeping your colours close together and keeping all your colours, you know, all your colours working together. You know, you can't just go and get one colour and then, you know, have a whole pile of tubes of different colours and squeeze them out on your thing. I suppose you can if you know what you're doing, but if you're going to complicate the brain doing that, it's just not worth the effort, you know. You're better off just having your red, yellows and blues, and that means a lemon one or a yellow one, yellow or whatever, and a blue, a light blue, dark blue, a light red, you know, a crimson-y type red, so you can work with your mauves and stuff like that if you want to have a lot of mauve in your paintings. And a lot of people like to paint pretty, you know, and anyhow, pretty sells probably, I don't know, but anyhow, it's going to look good, and I may even just keep that pale blue in that sky too. You know, there's some beautiful greens to go up in this trunk of this tree, which I'm going to play with. You can't see them in the photos that well, but I'm going, once I bring these light white bits of the trunk out, that'll look good. A lot of these trunks in here are dark. They'll have a little bit of dark colour in them. There'll be no white in them. They'll just lightened with other colours. But and that'll be brighter in there. I've got to bring that light back through there, brighter than that there. Anyhow, I'll leave that with you. That's where my painting is right now. I'm not going to go anywhere with it. I'm just going to teach myself to be in there. No. Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. But anyhow, that's interesting. I like that. I'm going to leave it at that. There you go.